Welcome to Hypnosis Today, the nation's first hypnosis TV talk show that explores the fascinating world of hypnotherapy. My name is Lisa Mackenberg, and I'll be your host, covering a wide variety of subjects to help you better understand the power of the subconscious mind and how hypnosis is being used today to create prosperity, abundance, and success. Today, I have some very special guests. Well, my first guest is, and let me make sure I get this 100% right, Stacy Kelsey, and she's an honors grad of HMI College of Hypnotherapy, and she has with her her very special guest, Anzu. Now, Anzu came in to visit Stacy, well, to overcome some limiting beliefs. Please help me welcome my guests. Anzu, I want to start with you.
Yes.
Tell me, what do you mean by limiting beliefs?
Limiting beliefs, well, I knew that I wanted to pursue and achieve certain things, and no matter what I did, I wasn't surpassing this glass ceiling in my life on pretty much every level.
So was it both business, personal? Tell me a little bit more about that.
I specifically came to Stacey and I said, look, first things first, I need to be able to support myself through my artistic means, and I said I must have these limiting beliefs that I'm not aware of, because no matter how much money I make, I just come out even. And so I said, let's peel back some onion layers and let's go. And I'm ready to dig deep, and really, I'm not going to stop until we make it happen.
I love that, and there's perseverance for you. Mm-hmm. You know, most people would have hired maybe like a financial advisor. How come a hypnotherapist?
I know it works. I've been doing hypnotherapy and here at HMI for many years, and I know that it just makes perfect sense to me.
Well, I love that you were doing it for so many years. Tell me, how did you find Stacy?
Through a mutual friend of ours, and through Stacy also does mediumship work, and so I just connected with her, and I loved her voice, and I think that's very important when you have a hypnotherapist. You love their voice because you're going to listen to it a lot.
Yes, you are in hypnotherapy. I say one of the reasons it works is that sometimes the client just is quiet and listens to a vision of that client's superior future. And so there is a lot of listening, and that's really, really a good point. And Stacy, I love that you found your hypnotherapy client through one of your many other streams of income. Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about what it felt like to go under hypnosis with Stacy.
It felt very natural, very easy. I think I went under pretty quickly. Yes, I love hypnotherapy. I'm kind of a hypnotherapy junkie.
Me too. We got that in common.
Let's go. Where can we go today?
And you wanted to peel back that onion again. Another beautiful metaphor. What kind of things did you learn?
Well, growing up, I grew up my single parent home, and I just my mother had these mantras, and I think I must have adopted these core beliefs from her, because I was reaching a cap in my life, and so financially, and one of the things that she would always say is, "You will suffer in America." So
I like it. I like that. Does that sound just like Mom?
Financially, career-wise, all that stuff, and I'm like, no. Logically, it didn't make sense. But I was struggling. I was struggling for a very, very long time.
Well, I know that Stacy explained to you that those things that we hear from our parents, they're almost like post-hypnotic suggestions. You will suffer in America. It's almost like you will sleep quickly, calmly, soundly, and deeply, mm-hmm. right? And the subconscious mind, which is 88% of our total consciousness, takes them in as true. So now I need to go to you, Stacy. Mm-hmm. How do you use hypnotherapy to burst through limiting beliefs?
Through hypnotherapy, I take the clients into, I love to use imagery, so I take the clients into a special, secure place where they feel what the desired outcome is, how they want to feel, and then I'll take them, after that, we establish that feeling, going through all the sensory perceptions and all that kind of thing, and then we go to what their perceived reality is. And then the difference between what the desired feeling is and what the reality is where the gap lies.
Do you mind if I ask you about that gap? Where was the disconnect between what you felt in that very safe place that you created with imagery and what your reality is like? Did you discover anything?
Well, as we were talking through the hypnotherapy, and she would, it was more like a guided hypnotherapy, and she would ask me questions, and I would just answer the first thing that came to my mind. And something she asked me, an answer was something about how I can't be an artist and be an adult at the same time. And even when I heard it come out of my mouth, I was like, wait, I said that? That didn't make sense to me logically, so I didn't even know I had that belief system there in place. And then she was like, that's it, we're gonna do. So
you were a detective. Exactly. And you had this onion glass ceiling, because two metaphors are better than one. And it was that, how can you do art and be an adult? You know, it's really interesting, if anyone has kids, there is a huge change between kindergarten, first and second grade. That's when you do art, that's when you play, that's when you build. And then suddenly in third grade, everything stops and you can no longer do art. That is not how students excel and evolve. So that would be a very, very real feeling, but feelings aren't facts. What else did you discover through hypnotherapy? Was insight enough?
I don't know, maybe Stacy can explain, because I was under.
So when you had the insight on Zoo, and you went, that's it, was that enough to take care of the problem?
Apparently it was, because after we had that session, I mean, Stacy continued to remind me, and I was telling her, giving her updates of my life. All of a sudden, like a door opened, or all this stuff started coming in. I was like, no, this can't be from. No, I'm like, it must be, because why else would it? All of a sudden, it was instant.
Now, when you talk about a door opening, are you talking about an imaginary door in hypnotherapy, or are you talking about doors in real life opening?
In real life. Money just coming in, flying in from sources I didn't know, that helped me support my art so that I could actually do art as an adult and make money at it.
What kind of art do you do?
I'm an actor, and I also just launched my, I wrote a rock musical about John Lennon and Yoko Ono, and we launched it at the Fringe, and it's sold out shows and standing room only, and it's beyond my wildest dreams.
Oh, so I have to ask your opinion. Is that a coincidence, or is that some sort of busting through limiting beliefs?
I feel like it's busting through limiting beliefs, because it was like a switch went off.
Wow. Now I'm going to ask your opinion, Stacy. Is insight enough? What do we do after we get the big revelation in hypnotherapy with the imagery?
Well, insight is not really enough, and one of the things that we did after we got the insight, and with clients I do this, is that we take the limiting belief and the desire and we bring them together. So I bridge the gap visually. I take them through and say, okay, imagine the desired outcome, imagine yourself where you want to be, and now how far away is that from where you are right now? And then bring them together closer and closer and closer, and merge them, and then integrate it into the body, because the mind and the body are connected, and then it becomes congruent, and then the subconscious mind sets about to master those goals and get that desired outcome. And it's so natural. It's a very natural, and I think that's why people go, is it really? Because it happens naturally. When the subconscious and the conscious mind are in alignment, when the desire meets the motivation, it is magical.
It is. So, we talked about what the logic thought, and then what your mother said as a post-hypnotic suggestion. She didn't mean it. Certainly her intent was wonderful. But when you now had the hypnotherapy and you could hear the story that you can create prosperity through art, did any of the logical mind start to fight back or have an objection to it at all?
You mean, like, would I hear my mother's voice? All of a sudden I would hear other things, more things would pop up that I know that I need to address. But that was the big one. That was the big one, and so, then all of a sudden they all want to come out and play,
Who else came out to join us?
Just life, you can't, just society, just being an actor in this industry, you got to be young, you got to be, you got to weigh a certain way, you got to have this big agency, it's just all these things that we subliminally don't realize we're taking in because we hear or we look at the magazines and whatnot. So one by one, knocking them out.
And I like that image too. You know, I tell you, I have limiting beliefs. I thought, can anyone really start a television career at 55? Well, talk to some people, look at the evidence. There's a lot of evidence that says absolutely not. And I'll tell you who my heroes are. Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Oh, yeah.
Yes. And Judge Judy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So absolutely,
Yeah.
when preparation meets opportunity, you have success.
Yes, absolutely.
What would you say to someone about coming to see Stacy for overcoming limiting beliefs and quieting those early voices?
What would I say to someone who is skeptical about coming to Stacy?
Or somebody who's really enthusiastic. What would you say to anybody?
Oh, go enjoy the ride. You're gonna uncover some beautiful things, and I love it. I will always do hypnotherapy for the rest of my life.
I love it.
Yeah.
And what kind of projects are you working on right now on Zoom?
Right now, I'm just gonna take this Rock and Roll's Greatest Lovers musical, and the vision is Broadway.
I'm going to sit in the premiere in the front row.
Yes, you are.
Let's go shopping. We'll all buy dresses.
Yes, you are.
Well, Stacy, everybody is going to want to know more about using hypnotherapy to bust through those glass ceilings, to open up those doors, and to manifest that vision. And you have a private practice here in LA. Do you Skype?
I do Skype. I Skype all over the world.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And you can reach Stacy Kelsey at hmigrads.com. Well, it looks like we're out of time and we need to take a short break. But please stay tuned, because when we return, we're going to meet another HMI grad, and we're going to learn how to use hypnosis to overcome anxiety. Stay tuned. We have a lot more coming up for you on Hypnosis TV.
Thank you.
Welcome to Hypnosis Today, the nation's first hypnosis TV talk show that explores the fascinating world of hypnotherapy.
Certain things, and no matter what I did, I wasn't surpassing this glass ceiling in my life on pretty much every level.
So was it both business, personal? Tell me a little bit more about that.
I specifically came to Stacy and I said, look, first things first, I need to be able to support myself through my artistic means, and I said I must have these limiting beliefs that I'm not aware of, because
therapy. And she has with her her very special guest, Anzu. Now, Anzu came in to visit Stacy, well, to overcome some limiting beliefs. Please help me welcome my guests. Anzu, I want to start with you.
Yes.
Tell me, what do you mean by limiting beliefs?
Limiting beliefs, well, I knew that I wanted to pursue and achieve.
My name is Lisa Mackenberg, and I'll be your host, covering a wide variety of subjects to help you better understand the power of the subconscious mind and how hypnosis is being used today to create prosperity, abundance, and success. Today, I have some very special guests. Well, my first guest is, and let me make sure I get this 100% right, Stacy Kelsey. And she's an honors grad of HMI College of Hypnosis.
No matter how much money I make, I just come out even. And so I said, let's peel back some onion layers and let's go. And I'm ready to dig deep, and really, I'm not going to stop until we make it happen.
I love that, and there's perseverance for you. Mm-hmm. You know, most people would have hired maybe like a financial advisor. How come a hypnotherapist?
I know it works. I've been doing hypnotherapy here